This is Genuine Connections, featuring collaborative conversations about community, content, creativity, commerce, and the convergence of media and marketing.
Welcome to Genuine Connections. I'm Matt Wurst, and today I am thrilled to be joined by Will Cohen, who is the CEO and co-founder of Downtime. We'll talk about what Downtime is, but before launching Downtime, Will made some waves in the ad tech and media world as a key exec and one of the early leads at Triad Retail Media, where he helped build their business from the ground up. And under Will's leadership, Downtime now is shaking up how brands connect with consumers, blending loyalty, engagement, and smart digital marketing in new ways. We're going to get into Will's journey from legacy retail media to startup founder, but it shows just how deep his experience is at the intersection of advertising, technology, and consumer behavior. So I'm excited to welcome Will, dive into how Downtime works, what motivated him to switch lanes, and where he thinks consumer engagement is headed next. Will, welcome to Genuine Connections. Thank you so much for being here. You and I have known each other for a little while now, but I would love if you could just kind of give us an overview of who you are, what you do.
Sure. I'm Will Cohen, CEO and co-founder of Downtime. We are a consumer loyalty platform. And so what we do is we have an app that rewards customers for watching a branded video, taking a survey, quiz, um, anything that's engaging with content. We give them points and cash back. And then that same technology, we're able to syndicate and run it in retailer websites, but it's specific to that retailer. So if we're in Walmart and you watch a Coca-Cola video, you then are rewarded with $1 off your next purchase of Coke exclusively at Walmart. So we power that whole experience from soup to nuts, collect data, give feedback on what the person's feedback or what their preferences are, and then the brand and the retailer own all of that data.
So, with loyalty being the ultimate kind of goal that you're driving for and towards, there are a number of different ways brands, marketers think about loyalty and the companies with whom they partner. Sometimes they will build something, sometimes they will buy, sometimes they will just like partner, right? There's different nuances there. What do you think are the pros and cons of building into someone else's platform?
Well, the pros are, especially if you're dealing with like a large retailer like the mentioned Walmart, you reach a ton of customers. So you have troves of data that you're collecting and learning about. So for a brand, that's worth its weight in gold. So they're reaching millions and millions of shoppers, learning a ton about them, and then driving ROI because you're repeat purchasing. You're buying something and then you're getting something else and you're buying again. So that's incredible for a brand. For the not so great part, I guess, would be the red tape. There's a lot of barriers in getting into a larger entity or an existing loyalty program. It takes time. It takes some development effort, a lot of lifting, so to speak, sometimes. So that's always something that we have to navigate.
Do you think about, obsess about, fixate on the idea of user experience as much as other product leads, developers, technologists? And I guess it's just a two-part question. What would it take for you to feel like you can actually manage or control or guide a consumer experience?
Yeah, I mean, user experience is front and center, and if it's not good for the user, it's not good for anyone, for us, for the retailer, for the brand, whoever it lives. So we always try to make whatever the content is up front as easy and brief as possible. If they're watching a video, we don't want it too long. The reward should be immediate. We've tested before with things like a delayed reward. You engage, and then you're told, hey, we'll deliver you a coupon at a later time. That's not a good experience. People want something right now. So it's a very, very big factor for us. We have our own owned and operated app called Downtime Dollars, and in that case, we control everything. And that's the great part is um, there's no third party dictating how everything flows. And we've done tons of user testing. We've done panels. We literally ask our users in the app what they prefer. So we get that first party feedback right away. So that's easy. In terms of when we're working with a third party, like if we're integrating into an existing publisher or retailer, we try to, control how the experience flows because we're the leaders and the experts in the space. That's how we are positioned. So we know firsthand how a user experience should flow, how a loyalty program should flow. So a lot of times we're given the green light in terms of mapping out the UX and um, how everything goes together, but we do have to stay within boundaries
And
sometimes.
you mentioned video before. Like, what makes
Hmm.
a video experience really immersive or engaging as an experience?
It's two parts, I think. One is the content, right? I mean, it's got to be some sort of interesting content. Um, a lot of people won't watch a video if it's something super boring or not relevant to them. So um, we try to make things more personalized, targeted videos based on our interests. If you're interested in sports, maybe you'll get something in that realm. If you're in the shopping mindset, which you obviously are on retail websites, you'll get something more shopping related. The other is engagement interaction. So we have interactive videos where you can actually give feedback. And one of the things we found is that people love to give feedback. They want to tell you if they like a product. So if we show a video and it's like, what did you think of this ad, or what do you think of this new product that Coke is releasing? We allow users to give feedback and say, I like it, thumbs up. I didn't like it as much, thumbs down, or type in some kind of direct feedback. So we make the user feel empowered and involved in the whole process.
What is your, I don't know if this is the right term, but like your ideal or dream state when it comes to
Mhm.
personalization in a way that achieves marketer objectives, but is also still like respectful of
Uh-huh.
the user?
Well, I mean, with AI being the biggest two-letter word in the history of technology, I think since maybe what QR codes. uh, Maybe that's three letters, three words. But we our dream state would be utilizing AI in a way that really truly creates a very personalized and relevant experience. So um, when you see an ad on a site, I would want your experience to be completely different than mine, right? Like you and I are different people. We may have different interests. So, based on your past behavior, whether that's shopping, browsing, content viewing, or content engaging, we would want to serve you up something um, dynamic from scratch that literally piecemeals together assets and shows you something that's relevant to you. Um, Obviously, keeping within boundaries of like um, you know, respect as you mentioned, but staying within certain verticals. But that's our dream state is when you download our app and you go on it, the first thing it says is "Welcome back, Will." Right? Welcome back, Matt. I want your welcome back screen to be completely different than mine because your behavior is different. So that's really where we're leaning towards, and that's how we're using AI and machine learning going forward.
I want to pivot to like monetization, which for every platform means
Yep.
something a little bit differently. But how do you think about designing or evolving or even redesigning monetization models that
Mhm.
um, are mutually beneficial? Like, are there things that you would keep and things that you would kill from what you're doing now?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I have a retail media background. That's kind of my DNA. So monetization's always been first and foremost. Um, I think that's kind of why we created Downtime is ads are they're boring. Attention is at an all-time low. There's banner blindness that's been around a while. So I think just having ads for the sake of monetization, it's not worth the time and effort. What we do is we make things interesting. We reward users, right? Like if you're going to watch and see an ad, watch a video, you should be rewarded for it, right? Like why should you have to put up with a paywall or content before viewing something or just seeing ads all over the place if you're not getting something out of it? So that's where I would like things to go, is a little bit more two-way street oriented versus a one-way street where a user is just force fed all these content banners.
What is what's the most exciting way you've seen AI impact either your product or your position or place in the ecosystem right now?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just the learning, it's crazy. I mean, generative AI and just the way AI has been utilized in ad tech is wild. And we are like the first quarter, the first minute of the first quarter into this thing. And um, it AI knows everything about us. It does everything efficiently, not always the most creative, but um, I'm just very impressed by the learning and the ability to really personalize an experience. And I think, like I said, it's
Do
scratching the
you
surface.
use or see AI as more of a creative partner, as a data optimizer, or something else entirely?
It's fortuitous timing. I actually just wrote an article for Ad Exchanger. I don't know when it's coming out, hopefully soon, but it's about AI and like the perils of using it for everything and how it does need to be used. And it's more, um, I mentioned it should be used as like a first tool to maybe lay a foundation, not the end tool. And so, meaning, um, I think it's good to like narrow down some options and to give you a vision of what the best approach is. I don't love it as a way to like just do everything and using as like a a crutch for creativity. It's not.
Yeah. Do you see for what your product is? Do you see AI as a feature inside the product or as part of the product's DNA?
Right now, more as a feature. Um, I think being part of the DNA is that's how things are going. Um, right now, it's a feature. It's first and foremost, we want to reward users and engage users. But to do that, you need to be more accurate, more personalized. That's where I see AI coming in. Eventually, I think it's going to be a little more prevalent, but for now, it's a feature set of what we're
Okay.
doing.
As you work with your partners, identity and
Mm-hmm.
understanding who your consumer is the holy grail.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think about, talk with them about this idea of broader unified identity that can help unlock features for your product or for their business?
100%. We are expanding into more things like streaming sports, meaning we're going to be able to tell a retailer or brand partner what someone's watching as well. So we have features launching in the near future that are going to be able to, with opt-in of a customer, obviously, tell us and our partners what someone's watched on Netflix, what's their favorite sports team, all that kind of stuff, to get a holistic picture of a customer, like not just, oh, I enjoy drinking Coca-Cola, but I enjoy watching sports. I like basketball. My favorite show is this and all these types of things. So we're going to gauge a user's behavior and preferences from a whole 360-degree view.
Is there or what's the most valuable piece of first party data that's currently underutilized either by your partners or more broadly?
This might sound a little like I don't know, pie in the sky, but like who a person is. Um, I feel like everything we do, we get an idea of someone like, oh, this this person must be a mother. They just bought Pampers and formula and yada yada, but they don't really know who that person is. They don't know who she is, what she likes, what she loves, what she doesn't prefer. Um, Getting a more personal and altruistic view of someone, that's where we really want to go. We want people to feel like we're a partner to them, not a brand. Like, right? Like we want, especially in a downward economy, we want people to feel like I can make money, I can save money, I can help support my household, and these guys actually are helping me as a person, knowing what I enjoy and who I am, versus like just shoving ads down my throat. And I think the most underutilized part of data is getting a full picture of a person and being respectful of who that person really is.
As part of either that or maybe something separate, if you could bring
Mhm.
together your partner content experiences with their creators and even user generated content into
Mhm.
one destination or community
Mhm.
ecosystem, what could you do with that information or engagement?
Like us as a
Yeah,
company, what could we
or
do?
how can that be something that leverage and help your partners unlock? It's not just like watch this video and do something. It's more of a collected experience, right? This is not really a plug for us, but it's also like we're unlocking this
Yeah.
as a value prop. And we're trying to
Yeah.
create some, brainstorm ideas and inspire thinking around, oh, all this content that lives across the web that's relevant to my
Yeah.
brand could now be in one
Yeah.
place. How does that
Exactly.
benefit? How do you help? How could that benefit a brand? I guess is the leading question.
Well, but in transparency, one of the things I think Genuine is doing that's really, really cool is you are aggregating content that's relevant for people where they are. And right now, everything's like disparate, right? Like you have to go on Instagram or TikTok or all these other channels, and it's all over it's very messy. And I like the idea of what you're doing with aggregating content in one spot where maybe it's you just go there and it's personalized. Everything you like as a person is there. um, and maybe what we can bring to the table is rewarding users for viewing that content, right? There we go. So if you're going to watch creator content about how to build a dresser, or what's the style for 2025 and beyond, like it would be really cool if a user could view that content. It's personal to them, it's targeted to them based on their behavior and who they are, and they're rewarded for it, right? Like maybe they get something out of it. They get a Levi's gift card, or they get a cash back on their next shopping spree to Nordstrom. Whatever it is, I really think that's a great idea. And I'm at a mindset where if you're going to engage with content as a user, I think you should get something out of it other than just viewing content.
Like us, your product vision doesn't fit within third party social walled gardens.
Hmm.
What lessons have you learned, or what guidance would you give for either brands, marketers, companies out there who are looking to reclaim more of that ownership back from big social?
To use you guys, I mean, number one, um, and in all seriousness, I mean it is the wild wild west. There's not a lot of uh, bumpers, so to speak, on content out there. It's just like all over the place. And um, if you're a retailer or a brand, everything's off site, right? Like you have to get them back to your property, get back to you. And I get it's a huge traffic driver, but having a tool that allows you to filter and kind of curate content that's really relevant to your brand, and have it live on your real estate, I think is really, really powerful. And so I think using tools like Genuine and tools like Downtime to not only curate content but then reward them for ingesting that content, I think that's a starting point for sure.
Should product leads, whether they are designers, engineers, coders,
Hmm.
be more engaged with the end customer with whom they are working or for whom they are building. That makes
Mhm.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course. And I know I'm a product guy. I have a product background, and you're stuck in a rock and a hard place because um, you're sometimes at the mercy of who you're working for. With like if you're working for a large entity, they have a lot of control. But without a user being happy and without the user experience and mindset, first and foremost, they're everyone loses in that case if it's not a good experience. So yes, 100%. That should be your first focus is a user's experience and having them in mind for sure.
Well, thank you, Will. Thank you so much for being here and for talking with
Yeah,
us,
no,
for
that was great.
making it another genuine connection. That's Will Cohen, the co founder and CEO of Downtime, a retail media legend, and someone who we should all be working with more as his company continues to grow.